the deeper I go of trying to serve someone and exploding the value offerings and the benefit I can provide people, the solution I can provide people, increased money is a byproduct of that. So if you're struggling to make money, what kind of value and what kind of impact are you creating? The Perspective Podcast is fuel for your mind and creative grind. Each week, my guests and I provide the skills for thinking bigger, overcoming adversity, and making an impact with your work. What's going on? You're listening to episode 193 of the Perspective Podcast. I'm your host, Scotty.D.Russell, the Perspective Collective, and my mission is to help you grow a fulfilling, profitable, and sustainable creative side hustle. At the end of each episode, I plug a listener of the week, so stick around to figure out how you can get a permanent shout out on a future episode. Man, I admit I'm having excitement overload / massive panic attack as we are 1 week to this day out from the January 13th launch of the Engage Community Building Blueprint video course, which is going to be available over at engagecommunitycourse.com to the 13th to the 22nd of January. And I'll admit, man, I poured everything, my heart and soul, everything I have into this. This is the biggest thing I've ever created. It has my stamp of approval. Trust me, I sign off on this one. I truly believe in what I'm putting out there, and I'm so stoked and proud of it. And this thing is 7 modules and 40 plus lessons loaded like a baked potato with actionable tips, worksheets, reference examples, and so much more. Consider this your step-by-step roadmap. I want to walk you through hand in hand for you to find your creative pulse, get the right people to care about you and your work, build your community hub so you can serve and nurture the right people, boost your engagement, promote yourself the right way, and get to selling and validating what you have to offer and so much more. And yes, I'm going to have some killer bonuses. Like, I'm all about that bonus life. And one of the bonuses being a free month of group coaching kicking off late January through February. And this is going to be worth $997. This is just one of the bonuses that I'm going to be offering for people who jump on this one. That one's going to be a 48-hour fast action bonus next Wednesday. So you got 48 hours to purchase this course to get in on that free month of group coaching, as well as I'm offering a massive early bird homie hookup on January 11th through 12th to those who downloaded the free Engage Community Guide at engagecommunityguide.com. Jump on that if you haven't yet. I don't want you to miss out. Like, this is a deal I'm giving you. It's never going to be this low again. It's going to jump up to full price on the 13th of January. And, I'm going to close it on the 22nd and won't reopen it until later 2021. It's going to be at a higher rate. So jump on it now. And one last thing, one more thing. Today kicks off part 2 of the 3-part Engage Community Challenge in my free private Facebook group. If you want to jump in on this and still be eligible to win some prizes and learn a shit ton of cool stuff, then register ASAP over at engagecommunitychallenge.com. I'm dishing out my top tips for building community around you and your work to kick 2021 off with a bang. Again, register at engagecommunitychallenge.com or just peep out the link in the show notes. Let's move on to today's overview. I'm going to lead this one off with a quote. He who asks a question remains a fool for 5 minutes. He who does not ask remains a fool forever. Today is all about questions, and trust me, I'm about to toss a gaggle of them at you. Starting with this, let's lead off with one. Who doesn't want that massive celebrity cult-like following, right? Like, who doesn't want that? I'll admit, the old me was all about the dream of fame. The new me, if I'm being honest, I will admit this, is more like 23.3%. I want that fame. And then I would say these days it's more 76.7% of not at all. I do not want that life. Next question. Do you know what your love language is? If not, check out the book, The 5 Love Languages. It's more than just for marriages and relationships. This is a powerful tool for just understanding yourself and just a psychological tool as well from knowing where other people are and how to reach them where they are and build a good relationship. So if not, if you don't have it, I have a link in the show notes. I'll tell you where to get that in a little bit. But for me, my love language by a landslide is words of affirmation. I have always sought out. I think that's why growing up, I wanted to be popular. I got picked on and bullied. I was just craving like acceptance and popularity or affirmation and validation that my life had purpose or my artwork was meaningful and worthy. So I'll admit, words of affirmation, having my ego stroked, admittedly adds fuel to my fire and pep to my step. Encouragers need encouragement, hands down. That's me. That's me. So thank you for all the kind words you guys send me. It means more to me than you ever know. But then at the same time, vice versa, that one little negative, hateful comment will just like destroy anything that was built up with all the words of affirmation. So it's funny. I'm a sensitive creature. However, I wanted that fame, but now I don't at all because I really enjoy my small life in Iowa with my family, and I don't want that TMZ drama. No, thank you. I also seriously enjoy the power of just having a super engaged, small to medium-sized community around me and my work. It allows me to go really deep and grow a relationship with like-minded freaks who just vibe to what I vibe to. I want to surround myself with like-minded people. I want to create something that other freaks want to be attracted to and be a part of. And to grow any type of small to medium-sized, hyper-engaged, connected community that I speak of, it literally takes attracting one person at a time. There's a theme to these episodes, a theme to this series, and that's why I put so much emphasis on attracting the right person and not people, singular over plural. So as we wrap up part 3 of this community building series, yes, I'm going to pepper you with a lot of questions, but more specifically, I'm giving you 3 questions you need to ask in order to find who the right person is that your work is perfect for. And before we get started, shout out to today's sponsor, GARM Company. GARM, Graphic Artist Research Merchant Co., is a newly opened boutique-style shop for designer tools, resources, and goods crafted together with some of the most talented heavy-hitter designers in the game. Their textures, brushes, fonts, flash packs, and courses help you achieve that highly desired professional polish while saving you tons of time and not breaking your bank. So please visit garmcompany.com/Scotty and use code PIZZA20 to take 20% off your purchase. Thank you, GARM. And also, shout out to Patreon supporters who financially back the show, like my family at Iron Bean Coffee Company. With as little as your weekly cup of coffee, your support directly helps the show continue to grow, allowing me to invest in the podcast team, equipment, and hosting. To learn more about how you can back the show, as well as pledging rewards, please visit patreon.com/perspectivepodcast. We couldn't do what we do without you, so thank you so much. And one final thing. If you found value in this episode, it would mean the world to me if you took a screenshot or a video of you working to this in the background. Then tag me on Instagram stories so we can connect and I can reshare the love back. And as always, keep an open mind and act on anything that inspires you today. Let's go. Oh boy, more questions. Who the hell is the right person and why does it matter? Maybe something you may be asking. Or what does the right person look like and how do you attract them? Well, my friend on the other side listening to this, I'm glad you asked. In the marketing world, the goal is to figure out who the right target market is, or the audience, target audience, whoever it is. In the marketing world, the goal is to figure out who the right target market or the right target audience is for whatever it is you're selling. And this is comprised of demographics, which is the study of age, education, nationality, religion, and ethnicity, etc., or psychographics, the study of psychological traits like personality, values, opinions, attitudes, interests, and lifestyles. And yes, both of these are super important. Your target market, your target audience is super important. But for me, I want to go one step further and let's go deeper and stop going for the market and the audience and go for the person. Who is the right person? When I say person, I'm meaning like who's the right fan, the right listener, the right reader, the right client, who is a perfect fit for what you provide the world, your content, your art, your offerings, your selling, whatever it is. And the value of knowing who the right person is does 2 things for you. 1, it eliminates guesswork and helps you create with intent and post with a purpose. Super important. Number 2, it keeps top of mind why this one single right person, the perfect person, should care and what's in it for them. Both are hella important if your goal is to grow a long-term engaged community around you and your work. Now that you know that, why it's important, a couple questions, I'm planning in your mind. Well, here's the more specific 3 questions you should be asking. And this is a quick exercise I gave my fall coaching students to find the right person that their work is perfect for. So always ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, who is your work for? Going back to those demographics. 2, what are their biggest dreams, fears, and struggles? Psychographics. Number 3, what benefit, value, or solution does your work provide them? And go back to episode 192, talk about the 3 buckets of value. And note, when I say work, who is your work for? What's the value your work provides? Work can be interchangeable with product, service, message, or offer. And these are great starter questions, but I have so much more. Like the full list of questions I have goes way deeper, but I think these are great to get started. And just know I'm going to go way deeper on this topic in the Engage Community Building Blueprint video course I'm working on behind the scenes. But if you're struggling to answer these questions, if you're struggling, you just have no idea who it's for, let me make it simple on you. Frame it through the lens of yourself being that right person. What did you need? When I started sharing my art, writing blog posts, or just publishing podcast episodes, I didn't know who the hell it was for. I was creating the type of work the lost version of myself needed in my early 20s. Everything I created kept that version of me in mind until I started to gather data and info and turn on that marketing switch from my audience that slowly started to manifest. Fast forward to today. I now know who the right person is during this season of what I'm doing for creative side hustlers and marketing and growing your creative pursuits. I know who that right person is, and my focus is solely on creating a personalized, powerful experience for this individual. Again, something else, personalized experiences and just writing tips in general to connect with people comes up in that video course going later. So just letting you know, if you want more of this, I got so much more coming your way. There's a beautiful benefit I've learned over the years in focusing my efforts and going deep. And here's why. You're going to find out over time, despite you creating for this one specific person in mind, despite going deep with one person, your work is going to ripple and impact that overall target audience. So you have that perfect person, and you also have this perfect target audience. And going deep versus trying to cast a wide net to appeal to everyone is how you're going to end up leveraging the power of building a small to mid-sized hyper-engaged community. Go deep. Stop going for width. Stop trying to appeal for everyone. And that's how you're going to build this small to mid-sized engaged audience, one that's full of like-minded people who support the shit out of you and what you create. And trust me, celebrities, they can't connect at a deep level with the right people. You can. And before I wrap this up, let me just kind of break down an example. I did this on an Instagram live the other day, but most people haven't seen that. So most people are going to see it here. So let me walk you through when I go through these three questions. So who is your work for, demographics wise? And for me, I've gotten to this point where I create this avatar, this perfect person. And to me, their name is Mike. So Mike is, let's say, a millennial guy. Ethnicity, it doesn't matter. He can be black, white, whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't care about that. So, but Mike is in that age demographic. He has a day job and he has a schooling background and education. Maybe he got a good degree and doesn't know what to do with it, or maybe he just didn't get a great degree at all and he's trying to figure it out, or he's always felt creative and he's looking to just start pursuing his creativity now. And his biggest dreams, fears, and struggles, his biggest dream is being on his deathbed and realizing he never gave himself a shot to pursue his creativity, pursue and chase his creative dream without seeking some type of external or internal validation or permission slip. That's his fear, and his biggest dream is one day taking his creative craft to the point where he can do his thing full time, doing what he loves. It's not supposed to be easy. It's going to be hard as fuck. It's a grind, but his dream is to do whatever it is creatively full time, being self-employed. And his biggest struggles is he doesn't know where to start. He sucks with time management. He doesn't know how to balance multiple projects. He doesn't know how to promote himself. He's just stuck in his own way and doesn't know how to just get started or take things the next step. That's where I come in. And the benefit, the value, or the solution that I can provide him, whether it's through Instagram posts or podcast episodes, my digital products and services and resources. So the value I can provide is I help eliminate guesswork. I help someone like you, someone like Mike, get out of their own way so they can really start getting clarity and confidence and speak with conviction on what they do, who it's for, why should someone care, how to communicate that value you do to the public, that value you provide to the public, and just like that call to actions. And that's where the confidence is. That comes from helping someone be prepared. And confidence stems from being prepared and knowing what you provide this world. So that's hopefully you get a better sense of that, and I really, really, really take this
next level with the coaching program. My goal is not help you with your mindset, but I want to transform who you are creatively as your identity, which is also going to spill over and make an impact and value to the rest of your life, your quality of life. So I'm trying to massively shift your mindset on how you approach things, and also just radically change from a transformational standpoint of who you are right now to who you want to be. I want to help bridge that gap and get you there at a rapid pace with an incredible, powerful, personalized experience. So those are the 3 questions: who my work is for, what are the biggest dreams, fears, and struggles of that perfect person on the other side, that right person, what's the value, the benefits, or the solution that I can provide them. Hopefully that makes more sense hearing those examples from me. I didn't have any of these notes down, but I've worked this enough times that I can just spit this shit off the top of my head. But maybe this time last year, the year before that, there's no way. It's taken me a long time to get here. And the more I dive into marketing and paying attention to what is and what isn't working, who I am at my core and who that perfect person is, that right person on the other side, the more things continue to grow and scale. And one last little nugget that's not in my notes here that you're not going to read in the blog post. Money, to me, is a byproduct of how much value and impact you can provide the world. So if you're struggling to make any type of money right now, it's probably because maybe you're not getting in front of people, but more importantly, I think it's because you're not creating impact and you're not creating value for people. And for me, every year when I find new ways to go deeper with the right people and just like continually find ways to up the value and increase the benefit that I provide, money financially continues to rise at a rapid pace, So the deeper I go of trying to serve someone and exploding the value offerings and the benefit I can provide people, the solution I can provide people, increased money is a byproduct of that. So if you're struggling to make money, what kind of value and what kind of impact are you creating? That's a huge, 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 huge tip right there. But I hope, that helps you go in the right pace. So ask those 3 questions and realize where you can provide more impact and where you can provide more value, and who is that perfect person, the right person on the opposite end, whoever you're trying to reach. Why should they care, and why is what you have to offer a perfect fit for them? So keep all of that in your mind and keep those 3 questions always front and center. PC family, that is a wrap with this 3-part community building series. You can find the full episode link in the form of a blog post containing all links and references in the show notes within your current podcast listening app. Straight up, I put a lot of time, energy, and effort into making this as helpful and actionable as I possibly could within this series. I know what it's like to feel like no one gives 2 shits about you and your work. You got to show you care about other people, and hopefully you've found a lot of action steps that you can start taking the right necessary steps to doing this and going back to the basics, the fundamentals. Stop guessing. Go back to being intentional and posting with a purpose and keeping in mind who that perfect person is on the other side. And it'll evolve over time as you continue to grow and evolve and invest in your own personal development. So I've been there, and I want to be your guide to help you tap into your own engaged community so you can cultivate and nurture killer relationships, as well as just leverage this powerful asset in just serving people, serving the right person, not people, singular versus plural. And if you want more on this topic, please make sure to go download that free Engaged Community Guide over at engagecommunityguide.com. And doing so, it's automatically going to put you on the wait list to access the early bird discounted rate for the Engaged Community Building Blueprint video course I'm releasing early December. I'm fucking stoked on this. Literally, I am going all out, balls to the wall, investing everything I've learned into this, and I'm packing this thing full. You are not going to want to miss this. I know if this topic is a pain point, the series that I've just provided you, or the freebie that I provided you, if any of that was helpful and you're craving more, this is going to be it. Trust me when I say, you're going to want to be a part of this. All right. And there's some killer bonuses that I've mentioned too that you want to be a part of as well. Like some January free coaching, group coaching with me in January. So again, if you found this series helpful, please do me a favor, share it with your friends, your family, your following, if you feel like they could find it useful too. And if the show has helped you along your creative grind, could you do me a solid and leave a rating and review over on Apple Podcast or iTunes? Not only does it help the show climb the charts in the arts design category, but it staples you in as a future listener of the week. And today's listener of the week is titled, Scotty is the Real Deal. And it comes from Everyday Creative from Australia. They state, I've been a regular listener to the podcast for the last few years, and Scotty is just so passionate about everything he does. Facts. He has a genuine desire to help everyone get the most out of their creativity, and I've loved watching him pivot recently to become a business coach. Business coach? Yeah. Creative side hustle coach with business in it, for sure. His guests always bring value, and he's also super interested in every discussion. Thank you. Short, sweet, and I just appreciate you articulating those thoughts. You help me realize how to regurgitate the value that I hope this show does provide. So thank you. These reviews mean the world to me. And as I sign off, I want to give a huge shout out to my podcast editor, Anya Brennan, executive assistant, Paige Garland, video specialist, Colton Bacher, and social media coordinator, Hannah Schick, as well as Nick Jenkins of Beluga for all the dope theme music you hear on the show. And as you finish off your week strong, I want to continue to encourage you to keep showing up, keep putting in the work, and keep creating. You got this.